de ser constante. Sorry, te falta rango, nene.
Mucho caliente, puto, siéntete. I was born with the crime flow, mucho picante. Put up to the club with the party pack on me. Girl, I got what you need, get it if you want it. Ain't nobody fucking with me, baby, let's be honest. Been picante for a while, I don't see me cooling off. Ball in the jets, now I sleep in the...
Hey, it's another day, it's another Backstreet Conversation. I'm God Not Kill, and look, check this out. I ain't even gonna hold y'all today because this episode right here is one that I really feel like is needed. It's one that I know I really want to do for a very, very long time because of the message that y'all gonna receive today from this. You understand what I'm saying? So we gonna talk about the bag, off the rip. We gonna talk about the bag. We gonna talk about what we need to do, what you need to do to be able to reach that status of financial freedom. You understand what I'm saying? We talk about legacy building. We talk about wealth, generational wealth. We talk about all those things, right? We're also going to dip and dab into some personal things as well, and how to conduct yourself and manage your money, mental mindset. That's what this is all about. So it's so important that this is a piece of the puzzle, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if it's not, then you're gonna find yourself inside of this cycle that you're currently in right now, somebody that you know that's currently in right now. And if you look like me, I'm pretty sure you don't understand exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of our people are behind the 8 ball, man, in so many situations, if not all of them, right? But the first thing, right, before we even talk about money is, and it sounds cliche, but it's about loving yourself. If you love yourself enough, you'll do what's best for you, and you'll do what's best for the others that you claim that you care about, right? So for one moment, right, because I know that a lot of y'all, and I was at one point too, I believe what was told to me. I didn't do any type of research. I didn't ask any questions, right? And a lot of us go through that. A lot of us have, even our parents and our grandparents. This stuff is indoctrinated in us many and many generations. And it's right now, it's about that time that you really start taking accountability and changing shit that you don't like. Quit thinking that you have no choice. Quit thinking that you have no option. Quit thinking that, oh, there's nothing I can do. It's always something that you can do. And the moment that you actually believe that, that's when shit gonna start changing for you. So I believe love, right? Loving yourself, doing what's right by yourself, so that way you can do what's right for others. But also at the same time, I'm gonna need you to be open-minded for a second. Because if you're not being open-minded, then what you're telling me, right, or what you're portraying is that you know it all already. You ain't trying to hear nothing else or whatever. But if you hear, and you here for this Backstreet Conversation, what you finna hear is a different perspective. One that I think that is valid, because we've been lied to by a system that was designed to do exactly what the system is doing. And the only way for you to overcome the system itself is for you to play the game and beat them at their own game. Plain and simple. So today I have the one and only, the man of the hour, Mr. Wolf, the financial guru himself. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself for a second, but
yeah.
Before I get into, well, you know what? I'll take that back. Put that down. After we love ourselves enough, and after we decide, okay, I'm getting this money, what's the next step to do when I get the money? Because if I ain't got a plan, I'm gonna fuck it all up.
Right.
So after I get this money, whichever way you get the money, right? Like when you love yourself, you should be able to pay attention to what your talents and your passions are, right? And fuel those, right?
Right.
So after you do that, or after we do that, after we get this money, the next thing is, what do we do with this money?
Yeah, so what you want to do, as far as like when you get money and you thinking about building a legacy, you know, building that foundation, you need to know where to park your money. You know, a lot of people, especially a lot of people in our communities, when they come across a lump sum of money, the first thing they go out to do is buy things that's not gonna help build, their foundation or create that legacy. They rather go spend it on trips, clothes, shoes, all the stuff that not gonna help them get to the next level or teach anything or teach, their children anything. Your kids, if you have any kids and they watching everything you do, they seeing your money habits, your spending habits, and they seeing you go, buy a $40,000-$50,000 car before you put them in a house. They seeing that type of stuff. They seeing you rather go buy new shoes, the new Jordans, and there's no food in the kitchen. They seeing that stuff. So they gonna grow up with that same mindset, and it's gonna continue a cycle. So you need to know where to put your money for your money to work for you, because you don't want to have to work hard for your money. You want your money to work hard for you. So the number one thing is to learn where the wealthy is putting their money, and you just follow suit. Because what we've been told is, put your money in a 401k, put it in a Roth, stuff that's been passed down from like centuries, the dinosaur stuff, outdated stuff that not even growing your money as fast no more. So it's new ways to grow your money. Well, it ain't new, it's been around, but it's new to us because the information just now coming about, but it's been around forever. And this is what the millionaires, billionaires been doing for, years now.
Right.
The number one thing is to know where to put the money to grow, so you don't have to work as hard for it. The money work for you,
Right, but there sound like there's a sacrifice that got to be made, right? Can you speak on the importance of this sacrifice and how detrimental it is if you, like you said, want to go buy the $50,000 car before you put your kids inside of a house, before you want to buy all the materialistic things to look good for the Joneses and everybody else? Like, can you speak on like how not following this route or not following this game plan will continue to keep you in this cycle and continue to set you back, and you really will never be free? Can you speak on the importance of how important it is to take advantage of the time to do it now versus waiting later, even though it's never too late for anything?
Right.
But can you speak on the benefits that it will have if you take advantage of this now versus waiting 10, 15 more years, and then, you're older. I'm pretty sure insurance prices increase, or you may even get denied for insurance.
Right.
Can you speak on the importance of following this? What was your steps that you took?
So it's very important to be able to get set up in a position to start growing your money as soon as possible, because we all know only one thing is promised to us, and that's death, and we don't know when that's coming. So the sooner the better to set yourself up to start building money, to start putting your family in a position to be financially free. The steps I took with it was to get it as soon as I learned about the information. Like, ain't nobody had to convince me, ain't nobody have to keep following up with me. Once it got explained to me, the importance and how you could benefit and use, for example, like life insurance, how you could use life insurance to be your own bank, to become wealthy and stuff like that, to grow your money without having a risk of losing everything like a 401k and stuff. Once somebody explained that to me once, I did my own research and I signed up for it. I got multiple accounts set up, my family, because this is what people is doing that's at the top. The 1% of people that's making the money, this is what they doing to keep the money in a family. It's very important. Everybody that's a millionaire, billionaire, they literally go out and they put in $1 million policies on everybody in the family. And what that does is your family is guaranteed to receive $1 million, because death is guaranteed. So they put it on the baby, the grandma, the mama, the daddy, the son, the daughter. They put it on everybody, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, husband, wife. Everybody that's in that family is getting a policy put on them. And what they doing is, some people set it up where they having a family trust, putting a beneficiary as the trust. So when someone pass away, that money is getting paid out to the trust, and it's a family trust. So what that does is, Instead of you having to go to the bank to try to get a loan, you just go to your family trust because it's guaranteed to have over $1 million some because a few people not passed away.
And ain't it tax free if I ain't mistaken?
It's tax free.
Right. So what about the person that says, well, it's being selfish, but what about that person that says, well, how can I take advantage of that shit now? I don't want to wait till I die for my family or for me to take advantage of this money. How can I take advantage of the money while I'm still living?
Yeah, I get that a lot when I'm talking to people, younger people. Because I'm gonna be honest, when people hear life insurance, they like, I don't want to die for no money. I don't want to be the sacrifice for my family to move on and
but we gotta
make
change
money
that
and
mindset
stuff.
about people like, why are we scared to talk about death and think about death?
Yeah.
That's how you get up, right? Because if you out there and you would think about it, man, if my grandma would have had this, we could have got this, and then we could have took that money, or she could have set it up to where like, yo, you not touching this money unless it's doing something productive. This is not to go inside your pocket and just blow. I may give you like 20-30% to do whatever it is that you feel, take care of yourself or whatnot.
Right.
But the other 70, nah, you have to bring a business plan to this trust and set it up like that. Right. If we just had changed our mindset about, man, what if my dad, my mom, my grandma, my grandpa would have did this for us? What if this would have happened 5-6 generations ago? That money just would have been compounding and getting passed down. It's a book I read about the Rockefeller method. So that's how I kind of know, what I'm saying, about this. Like, I'm one of them people, bro, like, when you came to me or when I found you and, we got locked in, we set everything up. I'm a person, I go research it myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like y'all favorite pastor probably tell y'all to open the Bible and read it yourself. That's what y'all should be doing. Don't just depend on someone to give you the information and then you just, take it for what it is. Now you need to actually read into it some more also, because you may be able to learn some things that wasn't covered, or you may find out a certain type of scenario that works best for you. But what about that person that says, man, you know what? I want to get some money too. I don't want to just leave it behind. Like, I understand the selfishness in the sense, but at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, there are some insurance policies out there that you could probably take advantage of. So could you speak on one of them things that you could take advantage of and how to do it?
Yeah, so it is. So people, when they think of life insurance, they just think of one life insurance. They think you got to die to see money. There's multiple different type of life insurance coverages out there. Each one have its own benefits that can benefit you depending on what you're looking for. We have coverage that help protect your home. Mortgage, due to you getting sick, can't work, pass away, mortgage paid off in full. We have insurance that help you become your own bank, and people only know term and whole life, but it's way more. Like the one that help you become your own bank, you grow your money at a compound rate, tax-free. The money you growing is 100% tax-free and is a secured account. What that means is you do not lose any of the money that's growing in that account and that you put into that account. Everything is safe. You cannot lose any money. Like your 401k, if you look at it over the last year, people lost a lot of money in a 401k because of the rates in the market and stuff like that. But if you have this type of account where you become your own bank, an asset protection plan, then you don't lose any of the money. Don't matter what the stock market does. Your money is protected.
And what is that account? And can you give us like an example, like, just for basic numbers, easy math? Yeah,
so that account is a permanent policy. So it's a permanent policy. So you have your term, you have your whole life, and you have permanent. This account that I'm speaking on is a permanent policy. It's in place throughout your whole life. And a good thing about this one is flexible. Unlike a whole life, when I say flexible, the money you put into the account with a permanent policy can be adjusted. With a whole life account, whatever you start with, that's what you got to finish with. So whatever you putting into it.
So you can't like overfeed it or anything like that?
Yeah, so with the permanent policy, you can't fund it. It's a thing that's called a MEC. That's MEC. Man, Edward, Charlie, MEC. It stands for Modified Endowment Contract. What that does is in place where people can't take just just dump a whole bunch of money just to get the compound and pull it out. Because this wasn't in place at first, but the IRS, they was like, hey, we're not getting taxes off of this. People becoming millionaires, people becoming thousandaires. We got to put something in place. And they wanted to end this whole type of policy as it is. But the banks is the number one corporation that stepped up and was like, hey, y'all end this, then we're not lending out any more money, because this is the number one thing banks invest in. It's called BOLI, bank-owned life insurance, and this is the number one thing they invest in. So the IRS, the banks, insurance companies, they all came with agreement like, hey, we're not gonna end this, but we're gonna set this mech in place, saying if anybody try to overuse this to dump a whole bunch of money to get the compound, pull it out, then they're gonna start getting taxed. So you can max fund these accounts, meaning that depending on how you set this up, it would be a max how much you can put into it yearly. But you can't overfund that much. So that just say, for example, you have an account set up and the max you could put into this account yearly, that just say is $7,000. We're just throwing random numbers. That just say is $7,000 that you could put into yearly, right? The max would be, okay, the max would be $7,000, which you could put into a yearly. But overfunding it is saying if you do anything over that $7,000 max, then you're gonna get hit with the MEC. And once your account get hit with the MEC, there's no going back. Like, your account gonna forever get taxed, and you lose the benefits. So getting hit with the MEC is you just giving up your tax benefit, which is major with this account, because every other security account, which is an investment account, you're either getting taxed now or taxed later. Like a 401k, you get penalized for even pulling your money out before the age 59 and a half. And who want to wait till they 60 years old to enjoy some money? That ain't the way of living, because other people not living like that. But this is what getting passed down to the working class,
Yeah. So what I'm hearing now, right? I'm hearing like 3 different ways that this can be interpreted. I can get insurance, and I understand the benefits of it, right? But I can't overfund it, because then I'm gonna get taxed, and now it sounds like just every other insurance now. Is there another insurance that I can overfund? Because like you said, I want to take advantage of it.
Right.
I want to get rich off this. I don't want to have to wait. I want to get rich now. Yeah, I can leave something behind for my descendants. That's cool. But what can I do right now? Because I'm really trying to get this bread so I can do something else and make some shit happen.
Right. So what I tell people that are looking for something instantly, is nothing out there instantly. Okay. Like, I don't care what account you talk about, is no account, no investment account, no security account, no insurance account that what you put your money in and you just gonna get a big return instantly. So people have bank accounts their whole life, checkings account, savings account, money just been sitting in there not making them anything. So what I tell people is, why rush this process? And you've been having a bank account 30 some years, 20 some years of your life, and what position you in now? That done nothing for you. So don't try to rush this, where this actually will grow for you. You gotta give it time to mature, so your money can grow and compound. But your money been sitting in a checkings account, savings account, make you negative % interest, which is nothing. And your money's still sitting in there, so chilling in the hammock, not doing anything, not growing. So why rush this, where this actually can benefit you? Nothing out there will give you a fast return unless you about to dump a lump sum of money up front, where that money can start going to work for you. If you're not dumping a lump sum of money, and I'm talking about a lump sum like $30,000 up front, some money that can actually start compounding faster. If you're not going to dump that up front, then you got to give it time to grow and mature. So
when you talk about the time, for the person out there, like I said, because it's a lot of people that want it now.
Right.
What's that quickest time of the ROI? Like, what's that quickest time? Are we talking 3 years, 5 years, what?
Right. I tell my clients 17 years.
17 years.
17 years, you will see Depending on what you put in there monthly, depending on,
and you can always change that,
because
right?
You can always adjust it. Correct.
Okay,
you can always adjust it. The good thing about this account is you could start off where you comfortable at, and then over time or within a few months or whatever, you can adjust that number. So it ain't like, oh, I can't afford this, I gotta pay $30,000 just to get it, or I gotta pay 10. Like, nah, you could start off what you comfortable with, whatever that number is for you. $100, $2, $3, whatever that number is with you, you could start off doing that monthly, and then over time adjust it. And over time, I mean, it could be like 2 months, you could adjust it, 3 months, a year, whenever you comfortable to adjust it, that amount you put in monthly, then you could do so. But you want to get that account, you want to lock it in, because this is one of the hardest accounts to get approved for, because the type of potential it have with growing your money.
So do we have to wait? Because we hear 17 years, that's a while. And do we have to wait?
7 to 10 years.
Oh, sorry, 7 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no, you good.
Yeah, 7 to 10 years. Okay, that sounds a whole lot better.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now, when somebody waits 7 to 10 years to take this money out, what does that look like when we are taking it out? I understand that it's tax free, but will I have to pay this money back? How fast do I have to pay this money back? And if I don't pay this money back, where does that money come from? Because I know the understanding of how insurance works, but for the audience out there, can you explain to them where that money comes from and the paying back process or whatnot?
Right, so you have two different money that's associated with this type of account. You have your death benefit and you have your cash value. A lot of people get it confused and think that you get this account, then that death benefit amount is the money that you could pull from, the money you could borrow from, and stuff like that. No, that death benefit is only in place for when you pass away. That money get transferred to your beneficiaries tax-free, or if something happened to you, if it have living benefits associated with that account. If something happened to you where you can't perform work to bring income in for a 3-month or more period of time, then you could take a percentage of that death benefit amount while you're alive to continue to pay bills or do what you want with the money, you know. So that's that part, the death benefit part, and that's the insurance covered. When I say death benefit, that's the insurance covered amount that you would get. The other part is the cash value account. Now that part is the part that you could borrow the money from tax-free. That money is based off the amount of money you put in monthly. That's building you compound interest. And when it accumulate to, you know, when it start growing and accumulate cash value, that's the money that you can borrow from and take from. So it's two different money that's associated with this account. So I just want to clarify that, because a lot of people get that confused. And what was the other half of that question? My apologies on that.
Nah, you good. Well, I'll tell you what, let me add this to it. So do we have to wait technically 7 to 10 years, or is this what you recommend?
That's what I recommend. You don't have to wait 17 years. Like I say, if you coming in and you put a lump sum initially, 30, there's no time period. Some carriers make you wait a year, some don't. Some say the money available instantly if it's cash value there. So you don't have to wait that. What I'm telling you, if you're gonna start off, if you ain't putting a lump sum, you got to give it time to grow. Because, you know, I tell my clients that's looking, when they say, you know, how long will it take? And I let them know, like, hey, you know, let me be honest with you on this. You only invest in, you know, $50, $100 a month. How fast you think that's gonna grow? Like, you're not gonna have 100,000 that you could pull from within week. 3 months. Like no company, no insurance, no financial, none of that will take $100, $200 from you and give you $1 million. That don't add up. Unless someone pass away, and that's the death benefit amount. But as far as borrowing, like, no, you gotta grow that money.
How many times can a person make that adjustment? Like, let's just say, you know, real shit, right? Let's just say, you know, I'm paying, I don't know, $100 a month. All right, cool. I've been doing that for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I'm at a point to where any extra money I get, now I want to dump it in there. So let's say I get 10 racks back on my taxes. Can I make that? Can I go, hey, I need to make a change. I want to make an adjustment.
Right.
Probably just don't want to tell them 10,000 one time, right? Probably want to space that out.
Right.
But I have unlimited times where I can call and make these adjustments in these prices, right? Because like I said, I may get a lump sum for whatever that reason is, you know what I mean? And I need to make that adjustment. So there's no, oh, you can't do it no more than 2-3 times a year type shit, nothing like that.
No, it's how many times you need to adjust it, you can adjust it. There's no wait period. There's no, oh, you can't change this. You can adjust it as many times you want. You know, so that's another good thing about the permanent policy. Like I say, it's flexible. It's based off of your budget and what you're comfortable with financially. So if you start off with this amount and later on you want to adjust it to this, you can. And then 2-3 weeks later, a month later, a year later, you want to change it again, you can. You can adjust it to whatever you're comfortable with, because insurance companies, they don't want you to lapse the policy. When I say lapse the policy, that means let the payment without paying it. You know, the payment go by, you didn't make the payment and your insurance get canceled. They don't want that. They want you to keep it. They want you to, you know, stay protected. So they allow, with this policy, with this type of policy, they allow you to, you know, to have it flexible, to adjust it to where you're comfortable with. Because if you can adjust it, then there's no reason to let it lapse. Because some people, the number one reason people stop being insured and covered is because the cost. It get too much for them, or they, you know, not good with managing their money. They got, you know, bad money management habits and stuff like that. So,
well, I think with insurance being so important, just tied to your life for not only you and the benefits that you can take advantage of, you know, later on if you're still living, but also the people that you leave behind, right?
Facts.
I mean, I keep it real with you, bro. Like, I always been the type, I don't want nobody selling no fish plates for me and washing cars to bury me, bro.
Yo.
Like, that's completely embarrassing to me, you know what I'm saying? And also it shows a lack of your knowledge too of what's out there and what's available, you know what I'm saying? That's just real shit. That shit I see driving around every day, you feel me? Like, I never want my picture, and I'm not being funny or nothing like that, but I don't never want my picture on a construction paper, you know what I'm saying? Say he'll bury it. Yeah, nah, hell nah. And I can take advantage of that right now.
Exactly.
So I actually don't show no sympathy for people that don't want to learn the information.
Fact.
Now, if you don't know, I got sympathy for you. Allow, like I said, opening up, right? Allow to be open-minded for a second. You know what I mean? Because you don't know everything. So let's just throw some information out there. And you do with it what you wish, right? Could you explain to us the difference between permanent, whole, and term?
Just touch on what you were saying real fast on that. I feel the same way. I tell people say that it's wrong, it's too harsh, but I tell people, if you connected to me or you know what I do and someone passed, or if you pass and you got to GoFundMe or somebody you know got to GoFundMe, do not contact me and ask me to donate to it, because I don't care who you are. And there's been time people close to me, you know, some people, they family probably passed or whatever the case is, and they send me the thing, and I'm not doing that, bro.
No response.
There's no reason why you shouldn't have got this taken care of. Like, you know the field I'm in and how I can help, but you still chose to do whatever you want. So
yeah, and they notice what you do.
And
okay, I feel you on that.
So I was like, bro, do not send me that, because I'm not donating. I don't care how much money I got. I don't care what position I'm in.
Right on.
I'm not doing it, because I'm looking on your page, and I'm looking, and I know you, and you taking trips to Miami, doing this, doing that, and you ain't, you know, try to get your stuff in order while you here. It be the richest dudes in the neighborhood be the ones that need the help with the GoFundMe. Got their mom and them crying all on the internet, asking for help, putting their family in a financial situation to bury you. That's the most selfish thing, bro, and I don't respect it, and I don't contribute to it. I don't.
Yeah, it's really, and I want to touch on it too. Now you talking about, because it's like, at this point, man, especially if you're older, right?
Yeah.
I would think that you would be searching this information, but man, it's so readily available right now. It's ridiculous, right? I just think that it's extremely selfish. I think that you don't care about your children. I don't think you care about your family. I don't think you care about nobody if your ass ain't got no life insurance on you. Because like you said, death is promised.
Facts. The only thing
That's coming.
The only thing that's promised.
And you don't know when it's coming. You understand what I'm saying? So why not contribute $100? I'm just using 100. If you want to contribute more, go right ahead. Hell, you can even contribute less if I ain't mistaken,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right, cool. You fuck that off in the club. Easy.
Exactly.
Before you get in the club, because it may
Facts.
cost you $20, $50, $100 to park depending on the night.
Facts.
Getting ready for the club, everything else, right?
Everything.
Buying all the, you know what I'm saying, all the drip and shit, like, all that cool, but man, you should really have this shit in order. Some of y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all blow more than that buying weed. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, shit, 100, that's cheaper than an ounce.
Yeah, exactly, man. And they priorities, and it's come from money management and stuff. A lot of our people in general, not being taught money management and how to, what to do with the money and stuff like that. And I really want to dig deep into that part, the money management. But I do want to answer your question that you asked me.
The difference between the term, the whole, and the permanent,
Yeah, so a term policy is exactly what it says in the name, term. You could think of it like a rental, a 30-year rental. You don't own a policy, so it's cheaper monthly because you don't own it. But after that 30-year term, 20-year, 25, however long you get it for, after that term is up, you're not covered no more. But so that's term. And it don't build any cash value. You can't build any cash value associated with the term.
So when would you say term is when would somebody take advantage of a term like term policy? I'm sorry.
So you'll take advantage of a term if you have a mortgage because you can use that to protect your mortgage, because a lot of people get 30-year mortgages. That's like the standard. So you could get a 30-year mortgage protection on that. And what that does, like I say, it protect that mortgage if someone was to get, sick and can't work no more. If someone wants to pass away in the house, that mortgage is paid off in full, where the people you leave behind don't have to sell the house or get kicked out, evicted, wherever the case is. Because when you die, your income goes with you. Not just your body, your income goes with you. So whoever you have in that house, if they was dependent on you financially, where they gonna get that extra $7,000 a month, $6,000, wherever you was bringing in monthly? That is gone.
Yeah.
So that term would come in place for, if you have that in place, or if you're looking for something, you younger and you just looking for something to have coverage where you don't want to spend that much and you don't care for taking advantage of growing your money and stuff like that.
Because no insurance is better than, any insurance is better than no insurance.
Right.
You could get hit by a car or shot.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So you want to have something in place, and then you could get more coverage for less with term because it expire. A whole life protects you your whole life. It build cash value, but it build it at a set rate, set interest rate, and that all depends on whatever carrier you with, depending on the rates. But it stay with a set rate, and it protects you your whole life, and you cannot adjust the monthly, whatever you paying monthly.
I didn't know that.
You can't adjust it with a whole life. A permanent life is almost identical to a whole life. It protects you your whole life. It go up to age like 129 with a permanent life, but majority of people ain't living that long anyway. So it protects you there, and then the money that you invest in monthly, you can adjust that. So that's flexible. And then with a permanent life, it's no set interest rate. So it's no cap on what you can make. You can make 2%, 5%, 10%, 13%. Is no set rate, so you're not capped on what you're making. It all depends on what that S&P 500 or any other index that you tied to with that account is performing at. So
and that's the permanent.
That's the permanent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So we cover insurance. We cover the importance of it or whatnot, right? Now I want to talk about something else that you're into, right? And that's teaching financial literacy, correct?
Yeah.
Can you speak on that for a moment?
Yeah, I have a nonprofit. It's called Nation Brotherhood. And when I started that, I really started that to have a source for men to come together and vent, because we know as men, we don't have that person that we can talk to. Everything that we have, we got to kind of figure out ourselves in silence, suffer in silence. So Nation Brotherhood, I created that so we can have a place to, talk as men and say whatever we want to get that help, or, just to have an ear for us. Because a lot of men, don't know how to tie ties. I didn't learn how to tie a tie until my wedding day. Me and my cousin, we in the bathroom watching YouTube videos. He the same age as me, and we both in the bathroom trying to mimic the dang YouTube thing to try to tie my tie. I thought about it at that moment. I'm like, damn, we both was 25 at the time. I was like, dang, we both 25 years old, and none of us know how to tie a tie. And our fathers in our lives and stuff. So ain't like, my mom and pops, like, they still married. I grew up in a 2-parent household, so it's just something that just never just been taught. Like my pops used to, if I had to wear a tie, he'd just do it for me. Just never was like just taught, because I feel like, as black men, we don't have the luxury to take our time with our kids to try to slow down and really teach them stuff. I feel like that because the world is so dangerous that we gotta force them to grow up faster than just letting them be a kid and grow up, because we know how dangerous that outside world is. So we can't paint a picture of hearts and rainbows like everybody else can do with their kids. We gotta down there prepare them for war, because we know anytime they can get pulled over, they can get profiled, they can get bullied at school because of this, they can get hate messages, all this stuff. You playing video games online, them little kids on there going crazy, calling you all type of names on there. So we got to kind of prepare our kids, especially sons. We got to prepare them so early that we really don't have the luxury to just let them grow up.
Well, see, that's my thing about creating that luxury to be able to do that. And that's why I spoke about the whole love thing from the get-go, right? Because when you do that, you're not selfish, right? You're not just thinking about yourself, but you're going to take care of the other one. So I look at it like this. Let's just say, my situation, right? I got life insurance. I'm gonna pass one day. When I pass, that money goes directly to my beneficiaries. Now, some of my beneficiaries is my children. So maybe they don't have children yet. Maybe they do, right? But if they do, or if they don't, doesn't matter. They receive that money. Now, I'm already pouring into them what I feel like is very important for them to pour into. So it's not that they will need just my money alone, because they're going to already have their own money. Now, if they have a child, immediately permanent life insurance on the child. You know what I'm saying? Now you taking pawpaw money that you had, right? Now we probably going to adjust it or whatever we going to do, right? And we going to pour a little bit more extra into it, whether it be overtime or maybe just one time, you know what I mean? Now what we doing is we reversing that timetable that's happened or would have happened before, right? Because now this child's coming up in the world, not behind the 8 ball. This child's living a different type of life. This child is seeing their grandparent or even a parent, my child, living a stress-free life, knowing that you walk different, man, when you got life insurance and you don't care about dying and worrying about your people once you pass away. You live life a little different. You make decisions a little bit different. See, I think about the impacts and shit that all this shit gonna have together. You know what I'm saying? When you operating like that, when you operate without the life insurance, to me, you just kind of like taking life as it is instead of grabbing life by the horns and really controlling it like you should. So that's how I feel about the importance of what you do, what you bring to the table, the information that you bring, and the fact that what is called brotherhood.
Nation Brotherhood,
right? Just really, like you said, giving men a platform to come together. Sound like to actually heal, right? Come together, bounce ideas off of each other, and really build and grow and learn from one another, man. Because, like you said, right now, you know, I feel like there's a shift that's happening. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just me because I'm coming across this information, but you know, I am starting to see a lot of, and I have different conversations with a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, and I do hear a lot of conversations about, yeah, this is what we gonna do, this is how I need to do it. I'm like, okay, that's cool, because at one point in time I felt lonely, like it was just me. You understand what I'm saying? And looking for somebody that's on that same thing. And now I'm actually coming across a lot more people, especially when I first started. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like that was like divine timing when I met you, because I already knew, like, man, I want to get life insurance, but what's the best way? Right. And to have somebody that look like me to give me that information, it makes me not only receive it differently, but accept it more easier as well. You know what I'm saying? Then you can be relatable to me with it, right? Right. Because, you know, when you hear life insurance and things like that, man, you probably think old white people.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, the book that I'm reading, or I've already completed, is called What Would the Rockefellers Do? I think that's the name of the title of the book. And it spoke on, you know, life insurance, whole life, permanent life, and term life. It described all three of them. And we can really change the way that the future looks for us just with life insurance alone.
Yeah, that's facts.
Not all the plays, just that, because death is promised.
Right.
And like you said, millionaires and billionaires, they know this already. This is what they do. This is why when the children grow up, right, they already got life insurance on them. And then if their parents or grandparents pass and they're a beneficiary, they not only get that, but then they also got their own personal life insurance building up to where if they want to, they can take money out of that. It never stops. It's just a rinse and repeat. You understand what I'm saying? Now I see that because I know, but I know that people may not see that. So that's why I want to speak on that. But let's talk about the importance of financial literacy and why it's so important.
Man, it's important because that thing can literally change not only your legacy, your family, but your community. And if we understood what to do with our money, instead of when we receive money, we go spend it outside of the community. Like a lot of our money goes into different communities. Like for example, with you know, our women, a lot of their money get put into the Asian and Chinese community and stuff like that, with the beauty supplies, the nails and stuff like that. And you notice those shops is only in the hoods. It's only in our communities. So it's like, why not? This stuff is targeted towards us. Why don't we have our own? You know, this is something that's literally just targeted towards you. You're not gonna find no damn beauty supply in no suburban area. You're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find no liquor store on the corner in no suburban area. All this stuff is literally targeted to us because we the biggest consumers. We keep people rich, and we have the money. Ain't like we don't got the money, because we buying the liquor, we buying the drugs, we buying the hair, the nails, you know, we buying the shoes. All this stuff is put in our community for a reason, because we keeping them in business and we keeping their community and legacy thriving, while ours is dying, and our people don't even, you know, we don't even realize that. So I just want us to like see what's going on and do for self and start building our own stuff, you know, where because we have the money, where we don't have to, you know, become I'm gonna say like a victim to, you know, this financial stuff, man. And I'm tired of the excuses like, well, the information not out there. Like, bro, it's 2023. The information is all on Google, YouTube. You know, you can find it anywhere. It's just, you don't care to know. You rather just live comfortable and keep living the stuff you've been taught growing up, instead of thinking outside that box and realizing the system and the cycle we was in. Once you break free out of that, you get to see like, bro, I really could have did this with the money. I've been giving this to this. I could have been built this up. I could have opened a business, got this. You know, it is a reason why it's hard for us to get business loans, but easy to get car loans. You know, stuff like that. When you pay attention to that, why we got to go through all these loops and hoops and all this stuff to get a business loan, but we could walk right in a dealership and get a car loan is because one is a liability, the other one could potentially become an asset. And it's once you start realizing stuff like this, man, your whole outlook on money and all this stuff, it will change. And that's why I say money management is extremely important. But we know the information, but if someone not willing to receive it, or if I'm talking to somebody and I'm explaining it to them and they just not willing to receive it, it's kind of like pointless. It ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So
right.
the person gotta want it, you know, and want to receive the information for you to give it to them and really put what you're telling them in play to change it. Because if you just talking to some people that's sitting in the hood claiming, oh, this my block, don't own one house on the street, you know, don't, hey, the street name ain't after them.
No nothing.
Nothing, bro, but this your block and you willing to try to kill anybody. And I want to touch on something real fast.
Yeah, touch on.
When you opened up and you was talking about how it's important to love, I 100% agree with this. I was talking about this probably like 2 years ago, a year ago. I'll be on Facebook and I was making statuses and stuff, and I was trying to get people to understand. And I tell people this, if I'm in a crowd or in a circle, I always make sure I tell this. Like, we don't understand how powerful words is. Like, for example,
absolutely.
Like, we all go around and we be, you know, what's up, nigga, what's up, this and that. Like, we call each other, you know, nigga and stuff like that. And we say, oh, it's a word, you know, this how we introduce ourselves, this how we get cool, or whatever the case is, you know. But when you throw that word out there, there's no emotions attached to that word, bro. Because that word been used and abused so much. Is no connection to that word. But if you replace nigga with brother, it just open up your mind. Like, for example, if some people got problems with each other, they be like, man, I'm about to go ride on them niggas, or whatever the case is. It hit
a little different when you're saying brother, because now it's an emotional tie to that.
Yeah, like how that sound?
Are you gonna kill your brother?
Exactly. Yeah. Like, how stupid would you sound? I'm about to go ride on my brother. I'm about to go ride on them brothers. It just don't sound right. You would be looked at crazy.
Okay, so since we get knuckles, you know, that's in my wheelhouse too. Like, so I'm studying currently at this moment law and history. And when you spoke about words, like, words are extremely important because words have meaning, they have definition. Law, words, everything, right? That's why they try to say things like, oh, get a lawyer to read over the paper, because it's worded a certain type of way. But if you did the research and understood what these words meant, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Then you would need no lawyer. You can save that money and you have the information for yourself versus trusting somebody to be honest with you. You understand what I'm saying? So, for instance, the word nigga, right? You're gonna have some people that's gonna say, and there's history documented on this, whether it's wrong, right, whatever, you know, perspectives or whatnot. Nigga coming from an old African wordage of niggas. Europeans coming in, hearing that word and misinterpreting it for something else, seeing that we were already calling ourselves that, and niggas meaning king, meaning enlightened one, meaning God, and this, that, and the other. Now, I understand over time, hundreds of years, this word has took on a new identity, and it means something else. But you're gonna have some people that's gonna say, well, let's talk about the origination of this word and what it means in a root. So, although I do completely agree with you 100%, but I know life is like this. People gonna have different perspectives. So, in my opinion, I'ma say this. You should definitely watch the words that you say. You should definitely watch the words that you use. We don't do enough critical thinking. We need to think about every fucking moment in our life, because life is all about decisions. And the simplest of decisions, the difficult of decisions, right? There may be, and somebody's gonna agree, disagree, I really don't give a damn, but maybe there is a okay time to use the nigga word. Then again, maybe it's not. You know what I'm saying? You may need to watch who you talking to. You understand what I'm saying? Is that word gonna be received? You know what I'm saying? Like, in my journey, right, I've learned that everybody sees life from a different scope. You understand what I'm saying? And like I explained to you earlier, you know what I'm saying, along in my journey, I'm like on a fruit fast right now. Well, I'm eating completely fruits, right? So I feel like my awareness is heightened. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care about the words that you use to talk and to elaborate on yourself, but it is important that I do at least try to drop something on you.
Right.
You can take it or not. I really don't care. Be honest with you, you can still use a nigga word with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm alright with that, as long as I know and we both know that you're not being disrespectful when you talk to me like that.
Fair.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
For instance, right, I'm also learning, because you know I'm learning my nationality. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning all these things, and you know, I'm gonna have some Moors that's gonna be watching this, and you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my Moorish Americans out there globally. Like for instance, the word black. So black, and I looked up the definition for black, and what I've seen, there's nothing positive that's associated with black.
Right.
But I also know that, and this is just my opinion, I ain't saying you have to feel this way or nobody else out there has to feel this way, but nationality is extremely important. You know what I mean? Let's just bring up the conversation of reparations. Reparations is due to a nation of people. So if I'm calling myself black, or hell, even African American, that's not a nation.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying?
Correct.
So I know how important nation is, because you're not recognizing anything on top of that. When I say black, or hell, even white, cause, and I ain't really gonna get off into that. I'm gonna say that for another time. But more importantly, I know that we're not crayons, we're not markers. We're
Correct.
more than black.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. You understand what I'm saying? And when I spoke about earlier about being open-minded, that just even goes back to like history itself, because if you think that we all came over here on slave ships, my opinion, I think you tripping.
Right.
There's people already here tens, thousands of years ago. You know what I mean? Like, that's just crazy to me that somebody don't think that, right? But again, that's enough. We ain't finna drop no whole history lesson, because we're here to talk about financial literacy, but we're also here to talk about the what difference does it make for us, because like you spoke about earlier, I think that them cops gonna slow down if they know we all got life insurance. Life insurance policies gonna start calling the big dogs that control, you know, the alphabet. Hey man, y'all might want to slow down on that.
Yeah,
They
I
break
agree.
y'all breaking us.
No, I
Y'all breaking
agree.
us.
Yeah.
Y'all killed damn near 300 people last year. You know what I'm saying? That's 300 million. Y'all killing me, man. Slow the fuck down. Or better yet, that charity that y'all get from us every year is gonna stop. I bet you they're gonna start learning how to talk more and understand, and you know what I'm saying, use their people skills. You understand what I'm saying? Versus that. So, but back to financial literacy, especially for men, right? Because I feel as if, not to say that a woman can't lead, but as a man, I know what's instilled in my DNA.
Right.
I know who I brought into this world. I know who I protect. You understand what I'm saying? That means everything to me. So how important it is for the man, the leader of the house, right? For him to be financially educated. How important is that for him? Not just for him, but also for his family.
It's extremely important, because the man, you know, is supposed to be that head of the household. And if you terrible with your money, you know, your family is following that. So 9 times out of 10, you driving your family down the wrong way, a one-way street going the wrong way. You know, if the men knew how to, you know, grow their money or do the right thing with their money, and be, you know how to manage the money and where to go where, it'd be a lot less divorce happening within, you know, people, and it won't be so many broken homes. I'm not saying that's the main reason, but that's majority. One of the top reasons is finances that split households up, because poor money decisions, poor money management. Finances is like one of the main things that split, you know, families. And what that does, to the child in the home. Now they growing up in a broken home. Now they growing up, you know, without a father in the home, or without, you know, a mother in the home, or seeing the mother and father argue and hate each other. So now they growing up thinking that's how a relationship supposed to go. So they ain't growing up with no morals and values of having a completed family. They like, shit, I might go have a baby here, a baby here. Why? My parents did it. My parents ain't together. And they look at that like it's okay. And it's not. I mean, I know a lot of people grew up like that. I ain't saying nothing wrong with you or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, like, you know, having that completed household is key, is a big key. You know, I know a lot of successful people came from, you know, broken homes and stuff like that, but the majority, yeah, like, why go through that? Why having to choose? Oh, I'm gonna go to my father's in summer break and do all this. I understand some people just don't work. You know, some people just don't work out, but a lot of that come from finances. It don't even be a problem within the relationship itself.
Yeah.
It be money that be splitting a lot of people up.
My ex-pastor said something a long time ago, bro, and it was the realest shit I ever heard. He actually said two real things, and I know that a lot of people can relate to this. First off, man, and I'm gonna speak on taxes, right? Because a lot of people, man, that's the only lump sum that they get, and they fuck it up every year, right? I'm not no financial advisor, and this is just my opinion. This is not no financial advice, but don't pay your debt off with that money, man. Invest in yourself with that money, so you can start to build that wheel. Then you can start pushing that wheel. Then, you know, later on, as the money start compounding from the investment that you make, now you can come back and do what's right. Because you gotta do what's important, man. Because if you keep paying off the debt, you ain't gonna do nothing but put yourself right back in debt, and then the cycle continues, right?
Right.
And the other thing that I wanted to add to that was that, you know, my pastor said this: broke people are the ones that got the attitudes. They the ones that want to fight. They the ones that commit the crime. You understand what I'm saying? They the ones that's complaining because their money ain't right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I hear you talking, all I'm thinking about is how all this shit tie back together.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, get your money right, and you really ain't gonna be tripping on a lot of this shit that's going on, because you know that you straight. You know that your family is straight. You understand what I'm saying? And if everybody did that little bit of thing, then guess what? I think the word brother might get used a little bit more.
Oh,
what's
man,
up, bro?
everybody
What's up,
money
brother?
was right.
Everybody happy, ain't nobody tripping.
Yeah. Well, what is to be mad about? Yeah.
Ain't nothing to be mad about. Everybody eating every day, you know what I'm saying? You taking care of this, you taking care of that, ain't no stress. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, what other things have you seen money be a problem of, not just only in relationships and like I was talking about, but you know, crime or whatever, but is there anything else in particular that you see money can also be advantageous in?
Yeah, except for like relationships. I mean, we could go across all relationships. That's partnerships, business-ships, you know, friendships. You know, money play a big part in those ships. You know.
Yeah.
That's really the main things there. Besides like crime and stuff like that, and you know, lying, stealing. You know, money bring out a different side of people. Man, one of my friends told me, let me see if I can remember what he said, because it was one of the realest things, bro, that he said. He said, you don't have to worry about them when they have money. Is when they don't have money is when you gotta, you know, watch out for them. Because a lot of people say, oh, he get money, he changed and stuff like that. Like, no, you don't gotta worry about nobody when they don't got money. Is when they don't have the money is where you need to watch, you know, watch your back, watch this person, because that's when people go into survival mode, and you just never know who you're dealing with when someone like on their last, and they do anything to come across some money. And if you come in looking nice and stuff, like, don't matter how long you known somebody, you just don't know what that money would do to somebody. Like, I'm talking about, it's people that you could be cool with down there all your life and junk, and some money problems get in the way, man, you don't know what they try to do to you know, to not starve and stuff like that. So money play a biggest part, and I know people say, you know, that's the root of all evil and all that stuff, and I don't believe it's the biggest root of all evil. I believe not knowing how to manage money is the root of all evil, because everybody making money, everybody getting money, but it's like, who's keeping it, who's investing it, who's doing this. You know, everybody got the same opportunity, all this stuff. So ain't nobody really just out here not touching something. Like, all this opportunity to make money, you can make some money. It's just where you put in your money is poor decisions, and you're not seeing any return on it because you putting it in places where you're not gonna get nothing back.
You gotta make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? So what type of mindset should one have, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to building this financial ship? I'm gonna say that, you know what I'm saying, because we talk about ships, right? Yeah. What kind of mindset does somebody have?
They should have a mindset of not giving up and not getting punched in the face and curling up. When I say that, I'm talking about when life finally swing back and you get hit, don't just curl up and stop moving. You got to continue to keep, you know, going out there and getting it, showing up, whatever you do, whether it's a 9 to 5, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether, don't matter what it is, you got to show up every day and leave any personal problems where it's at and show up. And if you just stick to what you know and continue to show up, everything will work itself out. But the moment a little small problem come up, a lot of people fold. And I be telling people this, a lot of my clients too. And then I talk to this with my team, where I tell them stop creating their own straw man. What I mean by that is, it's no problems going on, but in your head you creating so many problems for yourself that's not there, that you being distracted on the real goal and be able to continue to provide for your family or check this goal off the list if you focusing on stuff that's not even there. And when I mean the straw man is a little straw man that you build to attack. And that's what people do. They make this little straw man and they focus on this instead of focusing on the real thing. And they create all these problems in their head that's not there. For example, like if somebody trying to get some money, you know, if they got to go, if they rent or something about to come up and they got 2 weeks to make the money, only thing they thinking about is, man, it's only 2 weeks, and how I'm supposed to make this in 2 weeks? How I'm supposed to, you know, and then I got to wake up and go here. I got to take my kids in school. That's going to make me 2 minutes behind here. So it's going to throw this off. You just creating all these problems that ain't even came yet. Like, bro, like you making it a problem. None of this even happened. You don't know what's going to happen. You could wake up and they be like, oh, it's President's Day. Kids don't got school. Like, it could be so much stuff to give you that grace and favor, but you start canceling things out and you stop believing too. You know, you stop believing. And I don't know if people believe or whatever they do. I believe in the Most High. And I feel like when you start trying to count stuff out and, you know, cross him out and stuff like that and not believe in his favor and grace, and stuff just started going sideways, man. Stop creating that straw man and start focusing on what's really there and stop, you know, creating problems that ain't even came.
So what's your journey look like? Like, you know what I'm saying? What that mind shift, when it happened for you, like what that looked like and like what you went through?
Man, that mindset was, I came across this mindset in like 2017 is when I started reading the Bible. I know a lot of people may believe the Bible, they may not. Me, I believe the Bible. I'm not a religious person. I believe in the Bible and I believe in the Most High, but I don't follow any religions or anything like that. But when I started reading the Bible, because I was heavy in the streets, man. I come from a background where I was real heavy in the gang stuff. Like, I honestly would not see myself here right now doing what I'm doing, because I was so dedicated to the streets. It's unreal. Like, whatever happened in the streets, I was completely fine with it. Whether it's going to jail, whether it's me ending in the streets, whether I had to, like, that's all I know and that's all I care, bro. Like, my goals was to have the biggest gang in the world, and that's what I was focusing on. So my mindset was just all out the place. But I just came to a point.
What the fuck happened?
Man, I came to a point. It was 2017. I remember I was like money was messed up, rent was coming up. Instead of me giving up and curling up and going to go do some bull, I just had a serious talk. I had a Bible, never read a Bible a day in my life. I went out, bought a Bible, opened it up. I was like, hey, I told myself I waited till the whole house was asleep. I went downstairs and I just was like, God, if you real, you will show me a way. Cause I ain't believe, I ain't gonna lie. Like, because the belief, the Christianity stuff made me stop believing all this stuff. So my back was against the wall, bro. Like, I ain't had no money. I'm like, dog, this rent about to come up. I don't know how I'm gonna pay it. Money messed up, all type of stuff. I opened up that Bible. I was like, God, if you real, you would show me a way. You would help me out the situation.
Yeah.
If you get me out the situation, I will follow you forever. And I tell everybody I come across your name and the power you do. And I just started reading through the Bible, and like key stuff just was popping out, you know, just key scriptures. And I ain't never read a Bible, bro. I just opened it, was flipping pages.
Is it one that you can remember off top? Even if it's paraphrased.
Yeah, one was like, basically one said, a man that don't provide for his family is worse than infidelity, something like that I read. And that stuck out because I was ready to be like, bro, skip this. I ain't got no money coming up. I'm about to go back to Detroit, you know. And because I was out here at the time, I'm from Detroit, I was like, man, I'm about to go back to Detroit because I know I can make some money out there. And I read that, and it was like, basically like, bro, if you don't provide for your family, you worse than someone that's committing a crime and stuff like that. So that stuck out. Another one stuck out where it just was showing me, you know, like who I am, where I come from and stuff like that, like my nationality and all that stuff. That stuck out because everything I was reading was like, you know, it was describing everything that our people went through, and I never heard nobody talk about that in the Bible ever. I didn't even know it was in there. I'm like, bro, this curses and all this stuff that's in there and all this stuff they say happened to, you know, the Israelites is stuff that our people went through and stuff like that. I'm like, bro. So I just started diving deeper into it, and next thing you know, I'll say within like a couple weeks, not even a couple weeks, I'll probably say like 4 or 5 days or something like that, money just started coming in. And I used to sell cars. I worked at the car lot for 10 years, and I just started getting customer after customer, and each customer I was getting literally was bringing up God. And it was the scariest and craziest thing. Literally, I probably sold like 8 cars that week or something like that. And when I tell you every customer I had was bringing up God, that was my sign right there. So I was like, okay. So I just continue to study, read the Bible, stay prayed up, stuff like that. It took me out the music industry.
Yeah, it do.
It completely took me out, you know, and I was praying for God to show me a path and stuff. Because my music, I was rapping about stuff that I came from, and it was the gangs, the violence, all this stuff. But then I was living another life outside the music. And then that hit me like, bro, how is you preaching on your songs, telling people to do this, and you not even living like that, bro? Like, you setting these people up for failure, and people listen to you. I had a nice little audience base. And I'm like, these people listening to you, and you ain't even living like that, bro. That's your whole life. You married, you got twin girls. Like, bro, you ain't in the streets. Like, and that made me, I hit, you know, my boy Wassa, my business partner, I hit him up. He was in the music industry with me as well. And I had this uncomfortable conversation with him because when I came out here, I was talking to him, and I got him brought into the music industry. And I was like, bro, I need you to be my manager on this stuff. We could blow up. And we invested so much money into this music stuff. And I just was ready to give it up like that after like 5 years of us doing it. And I ain't know how to tell him because I'm like, bro, he not invested so much money in it. I invested money.
You talked him in,
Yeah, so I'm chopping it up with him. I called him. I was like, bro, if you still want to do this stuff, bro, I'll put all into it. But I'm going to tell you where my heart at. My heart not in this music stuff no more. I was like, I feel like I'm leaving people down destruction. That shit ain't cool. I was like, what I want to do, I want to really start helping the community and helping people. And that's when Nation Brotherhood got birthed. through that conversation, and he was like, I've been thinking the same thing, and I was so relieved, like, bro, that's what's up. I ended up stopping music because of it, and I came on this whole journey of, you know, I was in the Bible, and through the Bible, it allowed me to get out the car business and come into this field, the financial service field, and actually start giving people assets instead of liabilities, because cars are liability. And now I can actually help people and their families, bro. And it's all from the Most High showing me, bro, because I was on the verge of throwing everything in, going back to my old ways. Like, bro, I got to make some money, bro. Yeah. So, you know, thank the Most High for showing me that is another way. And I didn't give up. I didn't curl up. Trust me, bro, life hit me in the face hard. It was tough. I'm like, I don't know how I'm about to tell my wife, bro. My money messed up. You know, I got to pay this and that. It was tough, bro. I was like, man, my girls they was like 2 years old. They was born in 15. It was 2017. I'm like, bro, I got a whole family out here now. It ain't just me. I could not have my family in no hotels and stuff trying to figure out what's our next move. And I just prayed, bro. Prayed, and God showed me a way.
That's crazy, because even when you tell your story, I hear some of the similarities between me and you and your story. You know, my daughter, she was born in 15 too, and right around that time, like I told before on this platform, you know, I lost my job, I lost everything. I had to figure out what it was that I wanted to do. And, you know, it took some time, actually. I think you said around 2017 is when you realized, okay, this is what I need to do, and this, that, and the other. See, I really just came across that defining moment for me was, I want to say 2020. You know what I'm saying? So mine, instead of 2 years, mine was like 5 years later, you know what I'm saying? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But when 2020 happened, you know, pandemic came and everything, and to me, the pandemic showed everybody who they really were. Man. Like you said, you either curled up, you know what I'm saying, or you kept fighting. And for me, I had to find out a way, you know, and my financial journey, my financial literacy journey started with me learning just about the stock market. You know what I'm saying, about how important investing is and things of that nature. Then I learned how to do another skill that I also possess, and that's being a day trader. You know, so being able to find that skill and do that and make money for that. Now I think about, okay, what other skill can I attach to this? You understand what I'm saying? So I already know how investing goes. So then when I kind of seen the similarity between just investing and investing yourself with life insurance, and then thinking about how can I pull this money out at a certain amount of time and then reinvest this to this and that and the other, like, I started formulating in my head, okay, here's your equation. You do this, you know this, tie this together, right? Get those things rolling, get them in motion, and then, you know, then you can birth, then other things will birth from this. So, you know, I was thinking about the similarities that we went through, because it sounded like we both had to go through something dramatic to really, like, make us flip that switch. So right now, I want to say to people out there, if you haven't been through that traumatic thing yet, just I want you to take a moment and look around and realize where you at. If you cool where you at, then you cool. But if you not, then don't wait for something drastic to happen. Let your environment be that drastic change for you. You know, I'm a very spiritual person, you know what I'm saying? And your atmosphere is everything, right? You know, that's why when you go to the hood, you probably ain't gonna see no sidewalks, or you gonna see sidewalks, but ain't nobody taking care of the land. But when you stay inside of a place, let's just say for easy understanding, a nice neighborhood, ain't gotta be a suburb, nice neighborhood. Whatever you don't manage, you're gonna lose it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Right. So when you see people getting money, managing things right, they care for it, they love it. You understand what I'm saying? They love that shit because they take care of it. Anything you love, you take care of.
Yep.
And when you're in an environment and you see love looks organized. You know what I'm saying? Love looks catered to. You feel me? And your mind is different when you're around that type of shit. That's why if you go somewhere, right? You go to a restaurant and you have to make reservations. you got dressed up, you conducting yourself a certain type of way. Why? Because this environment requires that. You can't come in here with the flip-flops. You can't come in here dressed down. You gotta come a little dressed up. You care about yourself. You care about this environment. We care about it. You couldn't even come here not looking like you don't care about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that right there can just really be like, it can be viewed in so many different ways of life. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say this conversation was extremely important, because I want people that look like me and you, or people that just even in the culture and they understand how we coming, right? That's why, like, you know, I like the way that you came today. You came as yourself. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, there's a time and place to dress professional. You get it? You know what I'm saying? But I want people to be able to understand that, hey, look, man. First off, I tell my son this, like, it's cool to be smart. You feel me? It's cool to have information. You know what I'm saying? And just because I dress like this or you dress like that does not mean that you know, you lame. You actually the opposite of it.
Yeah, man, I want to say something on that.
Speak on it.
Because this is a key point that turned my business around. It was exactly what you said. I used to make videos, you know, all dressed up and stuff like that. Telling people, you know, how to leverage their money, all this stuff. I used to be dressed up on my videos, and I was noticing I wasn't really getting that good feedback as far as like a good return. Like, people weren't really contacting. I'm like, man, I don't understand. I'm giving them all this information for free.
What's
it
wrong?
is.
Yeah.
What I realized is the presentation, they looking at me and they like, well, shit, if I got to dress up and look corporate America to make some money, I don't want to do it. I want to be me and make money. A lot of people don't want to wear the suit and tie, the dress pants, tuck shirt to make money.
Right,
people rather just be comfortable making what they make instead of having to do all this stuff that they not. Man, I realized that because, like, man, let me experiment. Let me see. Let me just be me and wear regular clothes. What they would see me out if they ran into me anyways. You run into me out, you're not gonna see me in no tuck shirt, all this shit, unless I'm coming from a very important speaking engagement where it's require you to dress up. Other than that, you gonna see me dressed down normal, dress nice normal and stuff. It ain't gonna be nothing crazy, but I was like, let me just do a video that way. I did a video that way, it went viral, changed my whole business. Like, my business blew up right there. Soon I did that, video went viral. I did another one like that one went viral, and my phone was just blowing up with people that wanted the information. And I was like, that's what it is. Like, a lot of people don't want that corporate America look. I tell people, social media is literally the new corporate America.
We tired of that, bro.
Yeah.
We tired of that. We want somebody that we can relate to, because
that's what it is.
I mean, shit, I keep it a buck with you. Like, you know, like I said, I'm a day trader, right? So, shit, when I'm day trading, man, I ain't day trading in no 3-piece suit, bro. I got a robe on, and it depending on, you know, what time of day it is. Shit, yeah. I might have some drawers on, might not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm for real. Like, I'm in my house.
Yeah, I used to day trade too. That's actually what got me in this industry. I started off doing stocks trading stuff, day trading. I bought all the books. I self-taught myself studying.
Absolutely.
Bro, if you look, I got so much books on day trading, beginner stock, like stuff, just one-on-one stock market guide. I taught myself, and at first I was doing it, they kind of flagged me like, hey, hold on now. You got to have this much money to be able to continue to day trade like this, and then you can't just do it like, if you below this dollar amount, you can't, you know, just day trading.
Exactly.
I was like, oh, I ain't know that. So I had to put most stuff in there, and I just started day trading because I'm like, shit, I'm about to leave this car business. I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, I'm just about to just trade stocks.
Right. I
was like, people coming up like that. And my business partner, I really want him to tell his story because he played a big part into like where I'm at right now. You know, he came in and he contacted me, and he kept trying to get me to do life insurance because he came across it first, and he was like, bro, you would be good. I'm telling you, I want to do it. I was like, man, I'm not doing that, bro, because that sounds like it's for old people, like you said earlier. It sounds like it's for older white people and stuff. I was like, I'm not doing that, bro. Don't nobody buy that. And I was like, plus, I'm just thinking, life insurance, somebody got to die, somebody see some money. I was like, I ain't doing it. He's like, I'm telling you, it ain't like that. Just come do it. I was like, I ain't doing it. I told him no. so many people that week that ain't even connected to him that I work with at the dealership was like, yeah, I'm about to leave here. I'm about to do life insurance. I'm like, bro, what's up with everybody talking about life insurance around me? I was like, I'm not doing that. I was like, what y'all trying to tell me something? Like, bro, y'all better get back. But I'm like, you know, I wasn't gonna do it. I ran into a guy, bro, at a bank. This dude had to be like 42 years old. I was at home. I was mailing off shirts for Nation Brotherhood. People bought shirts. So I was mailing their shirts off. I was on the way to work. My wife was like, no, hey, just leave the shirts at the door. The mail people would come to the door and grab it because she was shipping off her product. And I was like, no, I'm going to go to the post office because I want to build a relationship with the people in the post office because I'm going to be mailing a lot of stuff off. She was like, okay, whatever. So she tried to convince me to stay there. I mean, to leave my stuff there with her, and she did. I was like, no, it's on the way to work. I'm gonna do it before I get to work. I get to the post office, and there was a guy in front of me. It was a black guy. He had to be like 42, 39, something like that. He went before me, and then I went, and we ended up walking out the door at the same time to leave. I held the door open for him because it was two doors, door to get into the lobby and door to get outside. I held the first door open for him. He was like, thank you. I was like, yeah, you're welcome anytime. He held the other door open for me. And I was like, I told him like, thank you. And he stopped me. He's like, hey, can I talk to you real fast? I was like, yeah, what's up? And he told me, he was like, hey, don't go in your 30s doing what you were doing in your 20s. And why that's so important, because I was on the phone with a friend. I don't know if I was talking to Watts or I was talking to somebody I was on the phone with. And I was just telling them 2 days ago, like, bro, because I was 29, my birthday was coming up.
Okay.
I was like, bro, I do not want to go into my 30s doing what I was doing in my 20s.
For sure.
That was my exact words. And this dude, first thing he said to me was, hey, can I talk to you? I was like, yeah. He was like, don't go in your 30s doing what you was doing in your 20s. Bro, I feel like the whole world stopped. My heart was beat fast. Like, I could hear my heart through my ears. I ain't lying. Because I'm like, what? And I was like, what you say? He was like, hold on, no. I said, because he thought I was like coming aggressive, but I was like confused, bro. Like, I know this dude did not just say this. Yeah. I was like, what you say? He was like, hold on, no, I'm saying, don't go in your 30s doing your 20s. He was like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 29. He was like, man, I don't know why I'm about to show you this, but I'm about to show you this. He's like, I don't know you from a can of paint, but let me show you something. What you do for a living? I was like, I sell cars at this dealership right down the street. I'm actually hand there now. He's like, I'd be fast. He showed me his bank accounts. He showed me a Wells Fargo account, which had $1 million in it. And then he showed me a Capital One account, which had 100,000 in it. And he was like, you know what I do? I was like, nah. He was like, I want to sit down and have a meeting with you Sunday. He's like, I want to have a meeting with you Sunday. And I tell you everything I do. He was like, look, this is my car. It was like a 2020 Honda. He was like, yeah. He's like, I could buy any car I want. I could buy any house I want. He's like, my house only $400,000. He was like, I'm only telling you this because it's other things other than this car lot that you could do to be great. He was like, look, I'm only, he's like, I'm real young. He had a jogging suit on, like a regular dad fit type junk.
Early 40s, man.
Yeah, like he had on that Nike jump fit. He had the little golf ball. I mean, the golf hat and stuff. Yeah. Only thing he had was a gold ring that stuck out. No jewelry, no nothing. Yeah. And he was like, look, I can, help change your life, all this stuff. I'm like, what the fuck he do? Yeah. I ended up having that meeting with him. Come to find out, he did life insurance. He in the life insurance business. And I come back. I talked to my business partner. And I was talking to him, I was like, bro, you would never believe what happened. I told him the whole situation. I was like, yeah, this dude sell life insurance. He was like, he sell life insurance? He's like, well, who? I told him the company the dude had. He was like, bro, this is the company I've been telling you to come to. He was like, bro, this is where I'm at. For real. And I was like, dang. So I ended up getting brought on with him. He brought me on. And then, we was with that company for a couple months. And then we ended up branching off and we opened up our own brokerage. Like I had mine, which is the Wolf of Insurance and Financials. He had his, which is Vet Life, Life and Casualties. So we opened up our own brokerage and we still partnered with each other, but we have our own stuff. So which was cool because I wouldn't have never been here. It's so much stuff that led to me being where I'm at now, and I'm very thankful. One, he was so consistent on trying to get me to come on board. If I ain't never had no talks with him, that stuff would never been in my head. I would never been aware to hear key words like life insurance and what it can do if he would never so consistent, because he was hitting me up every day. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing it. And then to run into that dude there and had that meeting with him and him tell me what he did, I honestly probably would have been like, nah, man, because you probably got to be corporate, all this stuff with life insurance. But he been planting the seed so much, it just made sense. I was like, damn. So I come on board. We was there for a couple months at the company we was at. We learned everything we need to learn. And we branched off, we opened up our own stuff, and our business is thriving, bro, and it's doing good. So I'm like really thankful that he was consistent with that stuff. I'm trying to get me on board, because I'll probably still be at a car lot mad as hell.
That's real, bro. And that's how you know your people. That's how you know your tribe, you know what I'm saying? When somebody want better for you, you know what I'm saying? They only pouring shit into you that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, be a benefit to you. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? And then for, like you said earlier, right? You wanting to, you know, build people up, help people, right? And then, like you said, you wasn't really getting that you wasn't getting anything back from, like you said, dressing all suit and tie, super casual, which ain't nothing wrong with that. That's the way you dress, but that wasn't your route.
That wasn't me,
like,
yeah.
right? Because you think about it, the people that we're trying to uplift are the ones that look like us.
Yeah.
And the masses of the people that look like us, they're still in the hood. They're still in them places.
Exactly.
And people don't dress like that in the hood.
Exactly.
They dress like we dressing right now.
Exactly.
They dressing comfortable, and you can be yourself. You know what I mean? So how long have you been in business? What, 2017 or?
I've been in business with my own brokerage.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years now and a couple months. I've been in the financial service industry for 10 years. I've been dealing with the financial side for 10 years, but I didn't open up my own into 2021.
And what does that look like? Is it being like an insurance agent? You know what I'm saying? It's like being like what the State Farm dude popping up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, it ain't even like that. It's what our brokerage does is so you have an agent and you have a brokerage.
Okay.
An agent is captive, meaning that I only could provide you the products at the company I work for. I can't provide anything. If my company don't offer permanent policy or this or that, I can't provide it for you. I only can sell you what they offer. That's an agent. A broker is someone that can offer you any type of product, and we not captive to only one type of product. We can offer you anything. So I do investments. I do life insurance. I do health insurance, dental, vision, hearing. So it's so much of annuities that, you know, my brokerage able to offer, other than, you know, just one type of product. You know, accidental is a list of things dealing with money and to get you in a better position that I deal with.
And this is something that you teach, right? With the what's the
Nation Brotherhood.
Nation Brotherhood. You actually teach this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Nation Brotherhood does the men mentorship, and it does the communication skills, financial literacy, and business etiquette. That's like the three things that we focus around to help, because them things that we don't have access to or never been taught. And then the Wolf of Insurance and Financials is the business that deal with the money, to help people get in position. So Nation Brotherhood do the teaching. The Wolf actually put you in, get you set up with it. So,
and how often do y'all like conduct classes, or is this something that I have to sign up for? Is it something I need to show up to? How does that look?
Yeah, so we do, we hold like little seminars and stuff like that out here in Houston, Detroit, really where the chapters is located at. We do events. We go out and we feed the less fortunate. We donate baby clothes, toys, food. We do a lot for the community. But normally we set a date where we hold like classes and stuff like that. Like so far we ain't came up with a date for this year because it's really trying to get people, make sure everybody's free, because this is something that, you know, we not getting paid for. I'm gonna be honest, it's something we not getting paid for. So I kind of got to work around other people's time. I can't just be like, hey, you know, show up, because it's just like a good deed we doing. It's just volunteer stuff. Like, of course, we accept donations to help us continue to push the stuff and for people to understand. But I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people don't donate. People just come for the information and they don't donate. So it's like, you know, I'm funding the majority stuff, and then the people that's a part of it, they chipping in as well. But I'm funding a big chunk of whatever event and stuff we hold. So it could kind of get draining to a point. It's like, all right, it's time to go back to work to build something, and then I could dump back into this when you don't have that support of people, you know, donating. Like I say, people would rather donate and give money to stuff that don't even pour into them instead of donating and helping build something that can change their life forever, change their kids' life forever. Because one of our main goals with Nation Brotherhood is to open up a private school.
Right on.
We want to open up a private school out here in Houston, and it's going to be through 6 through 12. And the reason I want to go with private, because with a private school, you can teach what you want.
Absolutely.
You don't have to follow an agenda that, you know, the education system give. Private school, you get to teach the what's the word I'm looking for? Curriculums. You get to teach the curriculums that you want with a private school and stuff like that. Now, the only thing with a private school is you don't get that funded from the government and stuff like that to help build it up. So everything is based off donations, based off self-money.
But if we love each other,
that's what I'm saying.
If we love ourselves, and if we love our children, like we say, then we will donate to something that's going to benefit us as a whole.
Exactly.
Then I'm pretty sure, and this may be a dumb question, but I know you're going to put financial literacy.
Oh, bro, that's going to be basically
right?
what it's going to be based around.
And that's the shit that's not inside the public school system. You understand what I'm saying? Because they don't want you to know that. I feel like they want to keep you in. That's, even though I read Rockefeller book, but I do understand, you know, everybody has a history, and Rockefeller actually spoke on that.
Yeah.
He wanted more workers. So yeah, put them in school.
It's gonna be based
keep
around.
them in school. Don't teach them this. Don't teach them that. You know what I'm saying?
Besides like the basic curriculums like math, writing, English, stuff like that. Outside of that, it is gonna be financial literacy. It's gonna be communication skills, and it's gonna be business etiquette. These are things that's not taught to us. That's available at other schools that our kids and people not gonna get the resources, because if you went to school or go to school in a public school that's considered the hood, our curriculums is like we get old books. They don't teach anything such as stuff that we need. And you go to these A+ schools that's outside of, you know, the hoods and stuff like that. You know, they have career days. They bring speakers in,
they
bankers.
fund it, you know.
Exactly. It's the community though that's funding them.
For sure, it's the community. It's the community.
The community is funding them, and our community don't pour into the schools. We pour into the liquor stores.
Why do you think that is? You think they just need to be presented with the information as far as the importance of it, or does it just need to be something? Because what I like about this, right, is we're not saying what needs to happen. We telling you what's gonna happen. You already got it in motion. You understand what I'm saying? So we're not complaining. We know what the solution is, and we're putting it in motion. We're just speaking on it, you know, bringing it to the people. So like, what does that look like enrollment? Have you even got to that point yet of what the enrollment process looks like?
I know
what's required of the students.
Yeah, I know what the enrollment is. I know, bro. I know everything that's gonna take to get this up and going. The only thing that's stopping us is the building. Okay. Because we gotta have a building, and we've been looking for a building. I've been trying to find a building that someone to donate. Cause I know that
specific size, area, what are you?
So I've been looking.
I believe you're talking about it, asking for it, manifesting.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
come through here.
We've been looking for a building. I mean, if it's donated, I don't care where, as long as we could set up and kids that really need it can make it there. Because of course we're gonna have transportation like a bus, but that's gonna be, you know, later on once, you know, the funds start coming in to support this. But like I said, it's gonna be 6 through 12. And the main thing is going to be, you know, focused really around financial literacy. The things that's needed is the building, The supplies gonna be needed, the school supplies. If the building already come with desks and stuff like that, that's a plus. If not, we're gonna need that. And another good thing about private school is the teachers that you bring on don't have to have a bachelor's degree. You know, they just have to have a background in education.
Okay.
So whether they worked at a school before, they got to have some background in education, and they'd be able to bring on, because there's a lot of smart people that can help benefit our kids that don't have bachelor's degrees and stuff. So
absolutely,
we can't just say just because you didn't do the 4 years in college or whatever the case is, you're not qualified to teach it. I mean, that's bull. So of course we gonna still interview them, make sure that everything is everything, but that's a key part, that they don't have to have that degree to come on and support and help build this up to become a teacher, become a lunch aide, whatever the case is. As long as they have a background, a work history in the educational field, then they can work for a private school, which is key.
Right. I mean, I think the hardest part, well, not even the hardest part, you know, I think it's the important part, because it just goes along with life in general, right? It's having the funding. It's the financials behind it. Because like you said, we got the money, but we also have all other resources too. There's a lot of people that look like us they worked inside of some school, you know what I'm saying? Lunch aide, teacher, whatever, right? Really doesn't matter. And I like that, and I actually can't wait. And I actually want to know, how can I be a part?
Yeah,
you know
that's big. Yeah.
And we could chop that about later on. But something else I want to ask you is a little kind of like on a personal side, kind of, you know. I want to talk to you about marriage.
Yeah.
You know, how long have you been married?
Man, it's been since 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what, 8 years now,
seven,
right?
seven, about to be 8
About
this
to be
year.
8 years. Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
What does marriage mean to you?
Ooh, yeah. So I'm gonna be honest.
Real shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Marriage, it means a lot, but I don't agree with having a paper determine, you know,
Absolutely.
where you stand as far as how much you love someone, or whatever the case is. You know, I know a lot of women prefer to have, you know, a big wedding, or to have the paper, stuff like that, and a lot of men go with it because, you know, they want to make the wife happy, all that stuff. But I feel like if you love that person, you love them, you together. Now marriage is a business as well. So
How so?
So once you get put on paper, it's a business. Like, you got to make business decisions, such as something goes south, the husband or the wife take whatever, you know, half of this, half of that, split this, split that, whatever the case is. So a lot of people in different, you know, different communities, they marry for business. Our community, we marry for love. So it kind of be putting us in the back end of with that relationship.
Yeah,
but
man, yeah.
I mean, I agree with marriage. I think marriage is key. I think that,
What's the benefits of marriage?
bro, finding that person, by you finding that person, you actually get aligned with, if you find the right person, because you can find the wrong person and it just be hell. If you find the right person, it can literally change everything you do. Like, for example, I'm using like me as an example. Like my wife, I've been with her since, god dang, we was 12 years old, and we 31 now. About to be 32 this year. So we've been together for a long time. But when you find that person help you get focused. If it's the right person, they help you get focused. They will pour into you, you know. When you're feeling defeated, you know, they there, you know that they have your back regardless. You know, that's a good feeling to know someone got your back no matter what.
Somebody care about your
someone care, help you get aligned with your goals and stuff like that, help you make the right decision, you know, and not just taking from you, but also giving. I feel like that's important. If you with someone that just keep taking, you get drained, and then you never want to do a relationship, marriage stuff again, because you're like, bro, hell no, this junk was hell. But when you with that right person, stuff goes so much smoother and better than, you know, you being with the wrong person. But the benefit, like I say, is being able to position yourself to receive more. When it's two of y'all working towards the same goal, you get there way faster. If you married and you and your spouse is on 2 different pages, that shit is tough.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, we was like that at first. We was on 2 different pages at first, but now, you know, over the past years, we learned how to come together, and life been so much smoother. At first, we was on 2 different fields. It was always like frustrations, arguments over the smallest things, just because our goals wasn't aligning with each other. I wanted to end up here, she wanted to end up there, and there was no way we could connect where the paths we was going. And that's when I was heavy into music. I'm like, bro, this music's about to pop. I know it's gonna pop, but I also know what came with that lifestyle with the music. Gone from the house, all the attention, the women, all that stuff getting thrown in your face, all that stuff is just like, that's not a good feeling for your spouse, you know, like seeing all that stuff. And I knew it, but I wasn't focused on none of that. I'm focused on trying to make it. Mm-hmm. But, you know, she's seeing the other stuff like, hell no, so. Like all these all in your face, all this stuff. So it's all like, time, yeah. Like, man, I ain't focused on them. What you talking about? I'm trying to make it.
Yeah, because they ain't doing them, trying to take it from you.
Exactly. So it become a distraction, all that stuff. But once you actually align yourself and y'all have like similar destination goal, it doesn't matter at that point which way y'all take. As long as y'all gonna end up and meet somewhere down y'all journeys and path, that's the part that mattered. At first, our shit was gonna never connect at all. It don't matter which way you put it.
I had to communicate eventually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
communication is key.
Yeah.
Bro, that's key. You don't communicate, you just gonna be roommates pretty much. Just waking up, just going, dealing with your everyday life, just roommates. But we had to learn that communication is key. Now we communicate with everything, and it's like, dang, that's all we had to do in the beginning.
When you say talk. Communicate, you talking about just talk, or you talking about like talk about things in particular, or it like doesn't matter
everything, like about. Our goals, because we weren't sharing our goals with each other.
Yeah,
we weren't doing none of that. We down there was looking at each other like competition in a way.
Wow.
Even though that wasn't the case, it just was right. I felt like, bro, I'm so determined. I'm gonna show you I'm gonna make it, and I don't want you to be nothing a part of this because you giving me hell about doing this. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna show you I'm gonna make it. Mm-hmm. So I kind of had to shut her off on that, and then she felt the same way, like, oh, you not even pouring into my business what I'm doing, so I don't need you. I'm gonna show you I'm gonna make it. So it's like we both competing and jump, which we shouldn't. It should have been working together, and now we see working together is way better. And then another thing, communicating with is how you feel and not holding stuff in. Because if you hold some stuff in, it's just going to roll over to the next day, and everything just going to build on top of each other. And then the smallest thing can tick you off, and then everything just start coming out that you've been holding in for months. And you not blew up over the smallest thing. You not got mad because she went to go pick up food, and you not told her, you know, no onions on a burger or something, and you starving. And she come back and they get extra onions on that. That just ticked you off. Yeah, and you just blow up because you just so fed up and you ain't been releasing anything. So by communicating that and stuff, like any problems you have, any concerns, just talk it out, and that'll come. And that's another key thing about Nation Brotherhood, because men normally don't talk to their spouse about what's going on, because the main thing the woman gonna do is just throw it back in your face. When you telling them how you feel, they gonna bring that shit up later on in the conversation and throw it in your face. Like if you come to them crying one day, telling them about something, later on y'all get in an argument, she gonna say, you know, that's why your ass crying and all this stuff coming this, that's why this happened to you, that's why this. It's just gonna throw it back in your face. So what that's gonna do to the men, it's gonna shut him down. He ain't gonna want to share nothing else with you, because he know you gonna just throw that junk back in his face.
And that's gonna make him drift apart from you. Mm-hmm. And it all ties back that's why I said this conversation is so important, because it all ties back to what we were talking about in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? If you love yourself enough, man, and you just take a moment to be open-minded and realize you don't know everything, then what's going to happen is, because we grew up, and I'm gonna say me, well, right? We grew up as like a victim to the society that we brought up in, right? The man being taken out of the home, the woman being given, you know, welfare assistance, us to make her feel like she don't need no man, but you actually need the feminine energy and the masculine energy in the house to be able to grow something that's going to be fruitful. You understand what I'm saying? When you don't do that, you're going to have children that's going to grow up in the house, and they're going to grow up believing in that what I seen when I was younger is the way to be. You know what I'm saying? It's the life, and then that cycle always continue. So just because, you know, like you, I'm married too, so I understand how big that communication thing is. And it's just about the littlest of things, you know what I mean? Like just being able to talk with somebody, because you don't want to feel like no roommate. Yeah. Especially when you just passing by each other. I also know and can relate to when you were talking about feeling like it's competition. You know what I'm saying? In my case, I felt like it was competition because I felt like, all right, I'm coming across all this knowledge. I know what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? You ain't showed me what you want to do, but don't worry, I got you. That's why I'm here. Yeah. So give me all that shit and put it all on my back, and I'm gonna pull this whole boat by my goddamn self. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, I had to realize, like, I needed to be able to communicate with her and let her know, like, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. This is why I want to do it. And if we do it this way, just communicate what my plan was. Because, see, I didn't communicate my plan. That's where the communication got fucked up at. I didn't communicate my plan. My plan was in my head. Again, I didn't share that shit.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? I didn't share that shit. But, you know, like you said, with your the Nation Brotherhood, you know, just being able to talk about things, you understand what I'm saying? That's why communication is important, because you need to talk to your partner too. Exactly. Y'all need to know if y'all on that same page or not. Communication saves a lot of time. Bro, because if I'm holding this shit all into myself, I'm not communicating with you. But if I'm communicating with you and I'm letting you know what's on my mind, now we can see whether or not we're going to be able to identify faster if we need to be doing what we're doing. Because if I'm decided to go this way and you ain't with it, I need to know that right now. I don't need to find it out 10 years later on when, you know, the business is up and running or it failed. You know what I'm saying? I'm on to something else. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, communication is extremely important, man. Is there anything else that we didn't cover that I know that you feel like you really wanted to cover today? Something I know that they need to hear. And I know they can tap in with you and check out all your links or whatever, which is going to be at the bottom of this video. But what's something that, I tell you what, let me ask you this question. This is something I ask everybody, right? Now, to me, life is like a long road, right? It's a journey, you understand what I'm saying? So what's something that the streets have taught you? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you've been in the streets already, right? You've been in the streets, and then you also in these streets as a grown man that's taking care of his business, that's really trying to uplift his people. So, what's something that the streets have taught you? And remember, streets meaning life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
What's something the streets have taught you?
Man, to be aggressive, bro. Be aggressive. What I mean by that is, don't wait around on nothing to be handed to you. Go out and get it. And that was literally that's the main thing that stick out. I was talking to my team about, you know, the year I had last year, and I was like, you know, going over my, you know, when people go over their numbers and stuff before the new year, I was going over my numbers. I'm like, dang, you know, my business made this, which was good, but I'm like, man, I could have made way more and be able to, you know, put people and more people in position to win as well. If I was more aggressive last year, you know, I sat there and I just let stuff come to me, such as I just throw my fishing rod out there in the water and I wait on the fish to bite and then I pull it up, opposed to fucking sharpening my little spear, going and stabbing the water, grabbing the fish, me getting the fish to letting it come to me. If I was aggressive like that, I probably would have 10x what I did last year, and that would allow me to help more people. But since I didn't do that, you know, it kind of just, I got what
was available.
What was available and came to me and stuff like that. So really the streets, and that was me in the streets as well, being aggressive. Because if you too laid back and lax, you know, you become a target. If you aggressive, don't matter if you with a crowd or not, people gonna think twice before they even try you or try anything, because they already know what type of person you're. Like, nah, this fool crazy.
And if I mess with him, I got to put in some work.
Yeah,
I don't feel like working today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I know if I'm about to try something crazy, I better be ready for something to come back 10 times fold of what I'm about to do, because this fool a nutcase, you know. Yeah. So I had to be extra aggressive there and never be chill, because the moment you be chill is when something happens to you, when you get relaxed. So you always got to stay on go when I was like in that type of situation. And I just apply that to business, to life now. Like, always be aggressive, don't never be. And Nipsey said this too, man, and it's kind of crazy because I always like been thinking like that, like, you know, in that when you say stay dangerous and, you know, and don't be safe type stuff, just stay dangerous. And really what that's breaking down is like what I'm saying, bro. Just always be aggressive, and if you be aggressive, you're gonna get the stuff you need. And I ain't saying be aggressive like just going fighting people or doing something crazy. I'm just saying just being aggressive in whatever lane you is, dominate it. If you in the financial service industry, dominate it, be aggressive. If you in sports, dominate it. If you work a 9 to 5, you trying to get promoted, dominate that lane. Whatever you do, you literally have to become the main source. I'm gonna say one more thing on this is
take your time.
I was talking with my team, and one of the things I go over with them is, if you in the field, for example, I'm in the financial service field, and if people not coming to me about insurance or whatever, if I'm not the first person they thinking about, I'm not aggressive enough. I'm not doing something. If somebody think about money and how to build money or insurance, whatever, I need to be the first person they contact. I don't give a damn if I sell it or not. If they look car insurance, I don't care. If you hear insurance, I need to be the first person to think about. You hear money, I should be the first person to think about. Especially friends on your Facebook that's connected to you, family.
Everybody need to know what you do.
Everybody should know, and you should be the first person. You should be a beast in what you do, that they don't care about nothing else, nobody else. They should contact you. If you know, if they're not contacting you, you're not making no noise, and you're not dominating your field, and you're gonna always lose to the person that's making the most noise. Even though that person could suck, that person could only have one product to offer.
They're grabbing their attention, making
like
a noise.
Camera, that person could be off or whatever. Like, whatever the case is, you can have all the knowledge, all the quality, but if you ain't aggressive, they gonna go to the person that's aggressive, that's like, hey, I see this dude everywhere. I see him promoting everywhere. I'm familiar with his brand. I'm familiar with his logo. I'm spending money with him because I don't know you, even though you could do stuff that change their life. But they never saw you, you scared to make posts, you scared to make content, you scared to talk to people, you scared to do this. You're not gonna grow.
You're not gonna grow.
Yeah, you gotta be aggressive in everything you do, bro. Like everything, you gotta be aggressive.
Yeah, you ain't gonna make no money if you don't come off the porch, man. You know what I mean? Like you gotta get out there, man. And people gotta see you. They gotta be able to touch you, talk to you, contact you. You know, what's all the places that people can contact you and reach out to you? They
can contact me on Instagram at financialwolf_Melech, MELECH, TikTok Financial Wolf Melech, Facebook Melech Davis, MELECH. My number, you can text more information. That's what you could text to me at 281-806-9402 if you want to learn more about how to leverage your insurance, how to, where to put your money with investments, whatever the case is. If you want to think about coming into this field, I can give you gems, help you out and stuff like that. And that's where I'm at. So yeah, you got anything else? And I do want to say one more thing. My apologies, bro.
Bro,
so,
I'm good on time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
okay,
do you?
Cool. Okay, cool. So, I did want to have my business partner come up here too, just to say, you know, his piece and stuff like that. The reason why is because people might not resonate with me and how my delivery is, or my story, my background, and they could resonate with his story, his background. And the whole idea is to be able to help people. So if I'm not doing the job where they resonate with me, they're like, oh no, I don't like the color green, or I don't, whatever it is.
For
his
sure.
Story might be a little bit better, where it can help change somebody's life and stuff like that. So if you don't mind.
No, I'm all cool. Yo, what's good, man? So yo, we back, man, and you know, this time I have my man Watts. Yeah, Watts in the building. This is Wolf's financial partner and business partner. I'm gonna let them go ahead and holler at y'all real quick so they can drop some information off there. I know that's gonna be very, very useful. So whenever y'all feel ready, y'all.
Yeah, so my name is Chris Watts. I run Vet Life and Casualty Insurance. And I started my portion of the business based on my grandfather. He was a combat veteran, Command Sergeant Major of the 2nd Ranger Battalion. Retired out of the military, went to the banking industry. When he passed away, the legacy we thought he built, he didn't have, because he didn't have a trust, he didn't have a will, and he lost that. And the guilt I seen in my mom and my aunt's face for not being able to provide a funeral or a service for his passing the way they wanted to is something I didn't want any other family to experience. So it's very important to have coverage for life insurance. It's very important to grow wealth, and it's very important to have people around you to help you see that. And so that's what I come to you with. That's what the Wolf comes to you with. That's what we all come to you with, is to show you a different light and a different path in order to help your friends and family, whether you're in this business or not. So.
No. And also, while we on this, I did bring you some, brother. I do want to give this to you. So this here is a covenant I give to people that's like in my circle. What it says here, I don't know, it say run with wolves. What that mean is people that's, you know, you only as good as your network, you know.
Right.
Network is your network.
Right, for sure.
When you're around the same people that's motivated, that's driven to go ahead and get to that next level, you have no choice but to win, you know. And I surround myself with people that's hungry and want to win and stuff like that. So I always say, you know, you got to run with the wolves and not be a sheep, meaning stop being scared to take a risk, to go out and do something different and change your life, protect your family, build a legacy and stuff like that. And then when you run with wolves on this side, you automatically gonna get wealth. You're gonna build
automatic
by being a part and running with, you know, wolves and getting aggressive and going out there and, you know, a wolf is dominant with a pack and by itself. The most dangerous wolf is a lone wolf, and that's a wolf by itself. So that's saying we all can hold our own by ourselves, but we even more powerful when we, you know, come together and build together. So I do want to get this to you. You know,
okay.
It's like,
appreciate that,
bro. Anytime,
appreciate
man. And I'll say with that is, you know, people that I know that's in my circle that's guaranteed to change their life financially, and I'm gonna make sure of that 100%.
For sure. Say, man, look, if y'all haven't noticed today, man, take a moment, check my man Milch out. Chris Watts, check him out, man. Run with the wolves. Get to the bag, get the wealth. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, I'm God Not Kill. This has been another Backstreet Conversation. I love y'all, man. Take care of yourself. Stay dangerous. Peace.